Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking baseball. We've got the Twins and the A's going head to head. We've got a promo code for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The code is SUPER, and this one is a little bit of a question mark since Monday's game was postponed due to COVID issues among the Twins. So, number one, hopefully they're playing this game. And number two, we are not quite certain of who the starter will be for the A's. Right now, it does look like Matt Shoemaker is taking the mound for the Twins in game one of a doubleheader. The righty's 1-0 with a 4.09 ERA this season. We've got Kurt Alexander here to break this one down a little bit for us. Kurt, a lot of question marks here, but what can you tell us about these two squads?
Yes, well, right now you have the Minnesota Twins who are dealing with COVID, and they actually had a late cancellation. I mean, over the weekend to one of their games that kind of carried over into Monday. So definitely, with the team having to fly to Oakland, I would advise you to definitely do your homework as far as who the players are that are going to be out of the lineup if this game does happen. So you definitely want to find that out. The Houston Astros experienced it this last weekend, and you pretty much saw that some of their big hitters in the lineup were not available. And even though they won one of the games, they were favored in all three of them. So here in this Twins and Oakland game, yeah, I would definitely check that first. Also, I would look, this is a double header, so I would look more towards the total on something like this, on a game like this, where there'll probably be, what you could say, backups or substitutions players in there. So yeah, I'm not looking for them to be game ready, especially if there's players that don't get a lot of playing time. You're going to get probably a lot of bench players in there. So maybe look more towards the total on this game before you actually pick a side, because it looks like Oakland is healthy. Luzardo should be on the mound, and it all depends on the lineup that he's going to be facing. Just be very careful, and then it's going to be a double header as well. So definitely look at the total. I would say on both games. If you have
Uh,
inexperienced players on the Twins, yeah.
right. Do you ever bet differently when it comes to doubleheaders? Are there any kind of rules or advice you would give people when betting on doubleheaders? Because it is a bit of a different animal. Obviously, only 7 innings, and just a different strategy when it comes to the starters and the bullpen.
Yes, definitely a different strategy, and you with double headers, I kind of yeah, I do bet it differently. I kind of look at the trend that's kind of going on with the double headers to see if teams are kind of sweeping, because you notice that trend will, I don't know if you pay attention to like that kind of trend, but that trend will happen throughout the double headers. Like maybe if you have 5 double headers that week, or in that span, you'll find that, yeah, both teams seem to be the favorite seems to be covering both games, or it'll be a flip flop where you'll have the favorite or the one team win in the morning or the early game, and then you'll have the other team win in the late game. But like I said, with this game right here, there's just like so many factors with COVID, players available, and it's a doubleheader. It's going to be very, very tough on this Twins team, especially since you don't know who's available, and you won't know who's available until the manager puts out that starting lineup.
Right. That just seems to be the case across all sports these days, whether it's baseball or the NBA. That's going to do it for our baseball talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Kurt Alexander, as always. Kurt, thanks for joining us.